Well, we're doing this again, I guess. I don't have anything better to do. And with all the changes, might as well. Starting off, we're gonna we're gonna do the exact same thing we did last time. And we're gonna slap Ace right in S tier where he belongs. He's very versatile. He can break soft with his breaches, his soft breaches that you carry. You can use claymores and try and bait people outside. You can do a lot of things with him. He's just in general a good operator. S tier, good gun, good everything. Alibi is going to go right back to D tier. And that's because I don't think there's anything remarkable about her. She's just kind of mediocre. I mean, yeah, you can do some funky stuff with her, but like, yeah, whatever. That's cool. Amaru, she's going to get a boost. She's going to go to C tier. C tier is very good. It really isn't. It's fine. C tier is cool. But she's better than I realized. She has good potential for like a good playmaking ability. She can make that one play and then immediately she's kind of useless after that. You can't run her any more times. A Rooney is gonna go back to B tier. She is exactly what I thought last time, and I will put the link to that video at the end of this video. So you can go ahead and watch that. Ash, my thoughts on Ash have changed. I do believe she's S tier now. I think that everything about her is S tier. S tier gun, S tier ability, like A tier secondary, but she's a 3 speed, so that's cool. Azami, my thoughts on Azami have also changed. I do also believe that she's at S tier now as well. Also lower than Ash. She's really good for just, again, playmaking abilities, and you can run her repetitively, unlike Amaru, and make completely different plays on completely different sites with completely different angles and all of that. Buck, with the nerf, I still believe is top S tier with all the attackers and stuff. He's just so good. So good. Like, give me one bad thing about him. His pistol's bad. Oh, so what? When are you going to use his pistol anyways? You have a right bumper, You have a right bumper that you can tap and you instantaneously get a shotgun. If you don't reload that shotgun after every time you use it, you're kind of weird. Frost can go back to B tier. Same exact thoughts, nothing changed about her. Tachanka can Tachanka can go to D tier now. Honestly, he's not that good. He's just okay. Nothing special. I mean, his ability is just kind of poor. Bandit's gonna go ahead and go back to A tier, but I do believe I'll move him up in A tier. Um, how can we? We need a new tier. We need a new tier. Add row below. Um, excuse me. It's not F tier. It's like I can't. Like no. We're gonna go back to the same. Whoops. Just gonna go right back there because that's where he belongs. Blitz can go there. He's cool. Same exact thoughts on him as last time. Brava's cool. Same exact thoughts. Capiteo. Capiteo's actually pretty decent. I'll move him up a bit. Castle is kind of mid. I mean, if you want to run somebody, like, you can just run a Rooney in that situation. Yeah, they're easy to break, but guess what? You can get like a Gone 6 or hard breaches or soft breaches or so many things can just counter this instantaneously. You know, Cav, as somebody who dislikes when people play Cav, we're going to put her right back here. Hold up. My F tier's gone. What? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's F tier. F tier's cool. I mean, you get to put a bunch of garbage operators there. Clash. Clash can go in D tier. Same exact thoughts. Doc, unfortunately, my thoughts on Doc have changed. I do believe he's B tier now. He's a very selfish operator. Dokubi's cool. Dokubi's really strong right now, I'm not gonna lie. There's a very few things wrong with her. And with the echo changes, this is a huge one. I believe the echo. I think the echo is. I would rather run echo than a zombie at this point. It's just a fact. Ella. Ella. Ella's kind of C tier, you know. She's solid with the impacts and all now. I actually want to move Castle down. I don't like him. This is far more personal this time, honestly. Finka. Finka's A tier. Very A tier. Very A tier op. Flores. Flores is cool. Flores is solid, you know. I like Flores. He's fine. Nothing wrong with him. Views can go right back there. Glaz, I do respect Glaz. I think that his ability is fine. I want to put Bunch in C tier and B tier this time, so I'm going to go ahead and... Fine, we'll give him C tier. Goyo. Goyo is another lovely A tier op. Gridlock. Gridlock's a B tier op, I've realized. She's very solid. I do have a little bit of problem deciding which gun to run. I'm using the F90 right now just because I find it a little bit easier to get kills with, in my opinion. Because it's very like the G36C, which is on Iona, as you know. Grim. Grim is S tier. Grim is so S tier. Grim is so good. There's nothing wrong with Grim. At this point, at least. I mean, his gun's kind of mediocre, but like, oh well. His ability is good. He has a secondary shotgun that shoots crazy quick. He gets hard breaches on him. Heck, Hibana's kind of mediocre, you know. Yeah, but she's still a hard breacher, so she still does get use, you know. She's still there. Iona, Iona's A tier. She's high A tier, don't get me wrong, but honestly, this is what A tier is gonna look like for a bit. Because IQ's just gonna stay right here and B. Jackal's gonna go right into B. Jaeger. I'm so bad with Jaeger, but I do realize he actually does have a use. So you know he's a good team player. So if you enjoy running him, I would recommend running him. If you prefer him over Womai, if you're more comfortable with him, but I can't stand him. I think he's horrible. But I do realize he does have use for the team. Yes. We have to put these two right beside each other because they do the exact same thing. It's just personal preference at this point, and I like Bandit more right now. Callie. Callie's going to be our first F tier. There's nothing good about her. Capcan is very A tier. You know? Legion is S tier. He's probably S tier right there. Lion's like high C tier. Maestro's another good A tier op. I do like Maestro a lot. He can go low A tier. Maverick is like slowly going down. Maverick can go to C tier. There's nothing really good about him. Another big change. Personally, I think this is a buff. She gets 4 Malusi's. I'm sorry, that's a buff. She can go right back up here. Actually, I do prefer Buck by now, but she's really good. Mira, Mira's Mira's Mira can go right there in low A tier. Monty is absolutely broken. I don't want to put him in A tier, but I might have to. Nah, I'll put him high B. Mozzie's mediocre. I'm sorry. Like, right there. He's cool. He's fine. Mute. I love Mute. Get him out of C tier. I love Mute. Is so good right now. There's nothing wrong with him. He has a shotgun. He has SMG-11. SMG-11. Let me tell you what. If you think you guys have a problem with SMG-11 recoil, you pull straight down on your joystick. And if you say, oh, it's shaking, put a compensator on it. Just pull down more then, okay? I'm sorry. It's not that hard to figure out, guys. Come on. Nook can go right back to F tier. There's nothing good about Nook right now, except for the fact that she has a deagle, and even that is not a very good thing. Like, that doesn't bring anything good for her. I think we have to put these two right beside each other, not because of the way they work. I just think that people try to use gridlock in such a way that Nomad should be used. Nomad and Grim should be used, as flank stoppers. You should be using gridlock to plant with, what the really good strat is. Bring a Ying, bring a gridlock, and bring a Monty, and just insta plant on them, and they will have no idea what hit them. Oryx is kind of interesting. I think that Oryx is actually C tier, just because of the gun. The gun is so comfortable, and his ability's not bad too. Osa's kind of D tier, Osa's kind of bad right now. Pulse can go right down to D tier. Pulse is really bad, in my opinion. There's nothing good about Pulse. He doesn't have an ACOG. His ability is pretty weak. Sure, he gets a C4, but great, who cares? Turbo is pretty good. Turbo is cool. Deimos, I enjoy Deimos a lot. I think that he's A tier. He can go low A tier though. Okay, for those of you who are arguing, oh, he's not that good. Yeah, he's not that good. I agree with you. He's not that good. But he's A tier. Sorry, I just enjoy him that much. By the way, run shotgun on him because the pistol's long range enough that you can run the shotgun on him and just peek corners like a weird little rat. Rook, I'll explain this, and it's because he's a team player, but he's not fun. There's nothing good about him. There's nothing enjoyable about him. This thing's making me tweak. Sense can go in F tier. You know what? Callie's buff him. Him, yes. Screw you and your transgender stuff, bro. Yeah, B tier. Mediocre. Oh my gosh, I sound like a 5-year-old. Holy. Sledge. Sledge is also kind of a selfish op, and he's not that good right now. He's okay. Like, you can use him. But I would recommend using a lot of guys before using Sledge. Smoke is S tier. You can't take that away. Smoke's really good right now. Solus is going to go right back down to B tier. Solus is very mediocre after the changes that she got. You could run shotgun on her. You could run P90 on her. I'm fine with either one. You just actually have to be decent at the game to actually be decent with her, Striker, yeah, whatever. Thatcher's cool. Thatcher's solid. Nothing wrong with Thatcher. Honestly, he's more of a team player than both these two, honestly, so I'll put him above. Thermite's another A tier op. Thermite is very solid. We can go right there. Thorn's D tier, unfortunately. She's not that good. She's just mediocre. Thunderbird can join us in D tier. She's fine. There's nothing good about her though. Twitch is A tier. I know that I put her in B tier last time, but you can use her drones for so much. It's insane. I actually would put her above Mira at this point. You just have to get F2 recoil down or use the 417. Either way, Twitch is really good. Valk. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to put her back to S tier, but she belongs there. She belongs in S tier. She can go bottom of S tier, okay? And if we see any reason to change that, we will. Vigil's cool. I don't hate Vigil. Vigil's fine. We'll talk about Vigil for just a second. Vigil, very one-shot based because you can't be using the K1A. That gun is very weak and you should not be using it. You should be using the Boz G to try and get one hit and then insta die. Okay? And you have to finish them too. Otherwise, or headshot them. Otherwise they're gonna crawl away and somebody's gonna res them. I guarantee it. Unfortunately, Wamai has to go down to B tier. Don't get me wrong, he's still very good. He's just a very weakened version of him. He's still good to play, but he's not right where he used to be last time. Oh, sorry, Melissa. Not where he used to be last time, which is just he's not that overpowered without the ACOG. And they didn't do anything like with Melissa to compensate for the change. They didn't give him like a secondary shotgun or an extra thing, or they didn't make his thing load faster or anything. Warden is mediocre right now. Warden's just he's bad. He's not fun. Fenrir is going to go top of A tier because he's still very solid after that nerf. And honestly, I don't see it as too much of a nerf. He's still very broken. They're like proximity alarms almost. And they blind them too. So it's like a bonus proxy alarm. Ram can go right back to B tier. She's above Sledge, but she's not that far above. She's like right there. She's cool. I hate doing this so much. Ying can go right there. Ying's good. I'm sorry. Zero is gonna have to go A tier. And if you argue against this, you're kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. He's selfish, yeah, but he can also be helpful to the team. And Zofia, the final one. She is incredibly mediocre. So much so, I don't think she's really worth playing at all. There's no reason for you to ever play her. If you want an instant breach, you can use Ash or Buck or Sledge, or heck, for all I care, you could be using Ram for insta enter. But why this? And then the concussion stuff? Who has the time to shoot that? Nobody. Nobody has the time to shoot that. I know I kind of flew through this tier list, but if you've watched my previous video, then you already know my thoughts on some of the operators who haven't changed. If I didn't describe any of them, just watch the previous video and you'll learn, oh, that's what he thinks about them. Like, this is exactly where I put Monty last time. Like, I'm pretty sure. Exactly where I put him. And this is probably exactly where I put Tubero and Brava. And I'm pretty sure this is about exactly where I put Mira, and exactly where I put Maestro, and exactly where I put these three. For that matter, 4, 5. Just watch the other video if you're curious. And if you don't feel like watching the other 40-minute video, that's understandable. I'm sorry. All right, well, it's like 11, and I haven't gotten like my teeth brushed, and I'm trying to get some actual sleep instead of getting like 5 or 6 hours. Since that's what I've been getting for the past week. So good night, all, and how do I? Well, huh? Intriguing. How do I? Well, goodbye.